Hey, 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 everyone. Welcome to the NXT Post Show. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, and I'm reunited once again with Chinedu Ogu, and it is Tuesday, September 2nd. Chin, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. Denise, it's always great to be here with the homie Denise and the amazing DWO reviewing the best show in wrestling, NXT. Can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting episode because, as always, there's things I love, there's things I don't, and we'll dive right into it. There were some moments on NXT that had me going, what direction are they going into this with that? So there's kind of a lot of little topics on the show that we got to break into here today. I'm trying to decide where to start, and I think I'm going to start off with the opening match that saw Jaida Parker versus Lash Legend. Now, I'm curious because I'm curious as to what you thought about it, Chan, but as well as what everybody here thought about it, because I felt like two things. First of all, one, I'm happy that Lash Legend is getting more singles matches like this because I am seeing why they took a little bit longer with Lash Legend to kind of get her to that point, Chinedu, because I kind of actually thought that Lash Legend looked a lot better in a tag team than in a singles match. And so now that they're having her do more singles matches, I feel like that's a really good thing to like help her get more confident in those types of matchups because she did pretty good today. However, there were a couple of things that I kind of thought that were missing that we've seen from Lash Legend before, but didn't exactly see in this particular matchup. And I think most of it was mainly just, I think she might have been in her head a lot during this matchup because it felt like she wasn't connecting with the crowd as much as she normally does, which I thought was a little bit different because I feel like Lash Legend usually brings a little bit more of this presence to her. And I felt like it was missing just a little bit in this opening match. But I thought, okay, whatever, sometimes you get really in your head about things, whatever, right? But I was surprised to see her defeat Jaida Parker because I know they're trying to push Lash Legend here, but I also feel like Jaida Parker is kind of in a different spot right now on the roster. And it kind of feels like they're not holding her down on purpose, but they're kind of keeping her leveled instead of helping that rise at the moment. What do you think, Chin?
Um, well, firstly, I was really happy to see both these women on television. Lash Legend is a star. Again, the tag team she was in was very great. Metaphor was what it was, but this is where she belongs. I felt her intro when she walked out. I felt like you could tell like she has become more comfortable in this presence as a single star. You said in the match she was focused on that match though. I was used to seeing, like you said, used to seeing like more crowd work, her talk to the crowd, fans more of the Lash Legend, aura s whatever. But in this match, well, she's very much focused on being like like the powerhouse. She was like wrecking in here though, which I thought was great. The character itself, I felt took a backseat a bit though. The kind of flamboyant person, but at the same time, I felt this match needed that. She's facing Jaida Parker. It's serious. I'm not going to waste any time. Focus on the crowd. I need to get this girl down because she is one of the girls. I feel to me she's very much so elevated. I hate that Jaida took a loss again, just because although I feel her character can still rise from the losses, I feel they're kind of starting to stack up a little bit. When you look at the big matches this year that she's been in, she's eating the pin. Even Kalani lightly brought it up last week when she was talking to Lash Legend, and like 2 weeks ago, Lash Legend said you lost the match, but Kalani said I didn't get pinned. So that's another slight dig at Jaida. She's the one that's getting pinned out here, and she got pinned again. Although I do like how they gave her a little bit of comeuppance in the end, kind of help her character save face, because Jada still needs to be Jada to a certain degree. She can't come out here, talk trash, and get beat. That's Dolph Ziggler. You don't want to be Dolph Ziggler in NXT. You want to be Jaida Parker. So I feel having her come out here, attack her after the match, hit her with the hypnotic. It was a dirty move, but then again, we have to remember Jada is a heel. Although we like her, she's
I
still a heel
keep
character, though.
forgetting she's a heel, Chin. And
She's
right now that you
she's a
mentioned it,
heel.
I'm like, oh yeah, huh? Because I guess, I guess, people see her as a heel. I kind of just see her more as a badass, as a person who can't be messed with. Because I don't really feel like she's done heelish things. And maybe if she did, I didn't notice it as much. I don't know, Chin. To me, she's just like a tough girl.
Uh, I can see that too, but I feel in terms of how they book her, whenever there's like a division between the goodies and the good guys and the bad guys, she's always on the side of the bad guys. But then she kind of breaks off from the bad guys too. Like when she had that it was her, I think her, Kalani, Blake Monroe, and Lola Vice in there. You know, they got into it. You know, she was on the side of the bad guys. Kalani and Lola were the good guys. Jaida and Blake were the bad guys, and then they got the ring. Jaida also was like, I'm a bad guy, but I'm not a bad guy with you. Pushed her away. So it's kind of like that, I feel. But even still,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel you. But it's I guess maybe for me, I just saw it as like she's so tough and I, can't mess with her. Because even when she was doing, for example, when they were doing that multi-women's match for the title, I remember her going into it and having like this really great video package that to me did not scream heel at all. It was more like young girl grew up in, some tough neighborhood and fought her way up to make her dream come true in WWE, all of that. I think I saw it and read it a lot more differently for Jaida. But either way, I'm kind of right now thinking, okay, this feud is, I think once Lash Legend gets a little bit more comfortable, I think we can get a lot more out of this feud. So in a way, Jaida is sort of being challenged here by trying to get more out of Lash Legend, because this is Lash Legend's like first real big feud. At least I consider it her biggest feud so far on NXT, where it's just about her and who she's in the ring with. That to me right now, so she's barely starting to get comfortable in that kind of a scenario.
And that is true. Jaida is her biggest name to date, besides the Nia Jax feud, though. But this is her biggest one to date on NXT. And to your credit, now that you bring up those VO packages, she cried in hers.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
She cried.
She was a baby face to me.
Yeah, I can see that. What she didn't cry, she cried in it, talking about how much of her family and all that. It was very baby face. Yeah,
exactly. And even though Lash Legend, like you said, had that like brief feud with Nia, it was so short. It was very, very short in my opinion. So I feel like this one is like the first one where there might be just a little bit more story to it, more of that story element in the feud. So I don't know. I do wonder what is going to happen next with Jaida Parker. It feels weird that she was climbing up to become, NXT Women's Champion, and we've kind of pivoted and gone in different directions. But either way, I did like the feeling of interest, though, that this match was even booked. Like this match being booked on the show was the match I was like most looking forward to tonight on NXT.
I was too. And if you saw their promos on Instagram, they were amazing.
I didn't see them. What was done?
Lash started it as she was walking to the performance center. She was talking about how she's ready for the match, how people keep talking about how they're so ready to see these two big names go at it, and pretty much saying, well, in the end, it's going to be me going at it. And, she made fun of Jada's clock it. She did like this. And then Jaida popped off her mouth. She said, oh, we got jokes. Jaida is hilarious, by the way. Y'all got to follow her on Instagram. If she ever did a comedy character, I think she'll be really good at it too, man. This girl is funny. She got on there, like, cut a very, very hilarious, like, roast heel promo. Well, even heel promo. It was like a roast promo. Call her all kind of names. It was hilarious though. So I felt that had me hyped because I was on my timeline scrolling. I was like, oh, I can't wait for the match, and it did not disappoint. Again, I hate Jaida took the pin, but I love that she got the last word. It serves really good to her character and a great way to keep this feud going.
I have a suggestion. Okay, and do not hate on my suggestion. My suggestion though is look. I love Soruka. Everyone knows Soruka is my girl. Like, I love Soruka. However, I feel like we need to get that Women's NXT North American Championship to be defended on this show. Bro, I'm just going to say it. Strap Jaida Parker with that belt, unless they're going to start having Soruka do more with that belt. But if right now her attention is going to be on the Speed Championship, then I don't know how. Find a way, strap Jaida Parker. We need to get that belt someplace else so that we can tell a few more stories. Hell, maybe even get it in the picture with Blake Monroe and Jordynne Grace. I don't know. I just feel like right now that belt is sort of being held hostage at the moment.
It definitely is. And it's almost like I'm really confused at the fact that they're putting such value in the Speed Championship over the North American title.
Much.
It is so weird because like they showed the tournament bracket with Candice LeRae and all these people from different divisions and companies to compete for the Speed Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, for the speed. If you are just tuning in right now, watching for the very first time, we're talking about wrestlers competing across different brands for something called the Speed Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now North American, like it's so weird because you would think the one that has more prominence would get featured more. And just like you said, if they're not going to do anything with it, to me, put it on Jaida or put it back on Kalani. If you're not going to do anything with it, and it's just because it's the waste. If you're not going to have old girl turn on her and face her for the title, then what is all this for? Because I thought that's where we're going.
No, I thought that's what we were doing for a while, and now it just feels like we had like multiple threads, and I'm not sure which one we're supposed to be following, right? Because it's the thread of Soruka and Zarya and whether or not that was going to come undone. Then it's the thread of her as NXT North American champion, then the Speed champion. What, like, which one should I be following at the moment? That's where I'm at. Like, with the Speed championship, everybody knows here, like, I wasn't on board with them putting so much focus on that on NXT because I kind of feel like it was going to take away from the division. And here's the thing. Today, I didn't feel differently. Today, when I was watching Zaya and Candice in this like really quick, speedy match, I thought this felt pointless. Like we could have done a more serious match where they had more time. And I'm all about the tournament. I'm all about bringing in girls from other promotions. I'm all about those things. I just wish there wasn't no time limit. And I just wish it wasn't for the Speed Championship. I wish all of that was being done for the Women's North American Championship. And I felt so even more today when I was watching the actual match. I thought, well, what's the point? Like, I can't really get invested to it because I already know it's going to be a very, very rushed match. And that's exactly what we saw.
Exactly. Like you don't want to be known as like the bathroom break title because that's 3 minutes.
No.
That gives fans, like when they see it out there, that gives fans, okay, let me go to concession, let me do this. And you don't want that because the wrestlers, they work too hard for that kind of treatment, in my opinion. And to me, this title, I don't know how you resurrect it. I didn't even follow the show on X, so I don't have any value in it. They need to have this match in No Mercy and the finals, and right when they're gonna win, lights go out. Nikki Cross appears, grabs the title, throws it in the trash, and disappears again. That's how we do it with the 24/7 title. We do the same thing with Speed title. Just get rid of it. It never happened, and put her back on track with North American Women's title because that is an actual prestigious title. The Speed title, it don't even look good.
I didn't
Like
even look at it. I was like, I ain't even gonna look at it. How sad.
Yeah, like I could forgive bad booking. I could forgive all kind of stuff if the belt just looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the gold with the little green. What's green, right? The word speed.
Yeah,
I'm
like
pretty sure. I don't know. I never really looked at it too much. I just glanced. How
it's
sad. But
ugly.
yeah, I just like I agree. I want the prestige for the North American title. We got Sheldon Jackson. Let's see what everyone's hearing. What everyone is thinking. We got Sheldon here who says it's time for NXT to bring back the NXT women's tag titles because no NXT wrestler will ever win the WWE women's tag titles while on NXT. So they did make a triple threat number one contenders match that's going to be taking place next week on NXT. And they said that whoever wins that match is going to go on to, at some point, they didn't say when, go on to challenge for the for the women's tag team championships, which are obviously on the main roster. But yeah, it's one of those things where you're thinking, okay, well, I'm not actually going to buy that any NXT tag team is actually going to be defeating, your actual tag team champions. So I'm with you, Sheldon. I don't know what they're going to do in terms of, because here's the thing, it's a two-way street, right? You have the NXT women's division, and they have now a lot of women where you could bring back those tag team titles. However, over on the main roster, you don't have that many women's tag team champions. I mean, tag team periods. So you have the champions having to go and defend wherever they can find two females that team up together.
That's a very good point.
That's where we're at. So I really don't know like what should be done there. They do have a lot more women on NXT. And mind you, like they had that problem on NXT for a while where they took the titles off because there really wasn't much else going on in that tag team division. But now it's sort of like flip-flops. But yeah, like they're not defeating Charlotte and Alexa. Come on now. And then also Soruka's also involved in this too. She's part of that number one contender spot match.
It's like
it's so funny.
And she's a
Yeah, I know. We're just gonna give it up now. We're gonna give it up. All right, we're gonna give it up. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, "I also feel like the mixed tag is a good way to ease her back in, just in case she does want to have a singles part-time run." Wait, hold on a second. Who are we talking about here right now, Bob Ross? It says, "Are we talking about? Why does this feel like we're talking about something different? I feel like we're talking more about like the main roster stuff with." AJ Lee is that what we're talking about here, or are we talking about something a little different here? All right, Bob, just confirm here in the chat, and we'll press on from there. Thank you. He is talking about AJ. Okay, I figured. I'm like, are you talking about AJ Lee? Sorry, I'm. My brain is NXT right now. My brain is not Monday Night Raw or SmackDown at the moment. So my brain was like, why are we talking about AJ Lee right now? Thank you, Bob. All right, so Bob says in regards to AJ Lee, I feel like the mixed tag is a good way to ease her back in case just in case she does want to have a singles part-time run. So a lot of people have been wondering, myself included, we were talking about this on Raw's post show with me and Santi yesterday, was when AJ Lee does come back, is she just going to come back for this story? Is she going to come back and she going to do a lot more? I don't know. I kind of hope she does have a run, but we have to see, right? We have to see how she does in this return match, how she feels. And, mind you, she's been gone for like 10 years from being an active wrestler.
Honestly, I think they might milk this too. I think because people are expecting her to be at SmackDown Friday. I'm thinking if they just want to like milk this pop and all that, they may have Punk just now. I do hope she's there because in Chicago, they may just announce that she's gonna be there and then like have her like debut later so they can like milk it and things like that. Maybe. Although I do hope that she debuts, but I'm also expecting her just to come, maybe be in his corner. I don't know about a match because I want a match, but I'm not gonna get my heart set because I want my heart broken. Okay, we ain't seen
It's gotta be a match, Chinedu.
But I want a match too, but I'm not gonna put my heart up there and get it broken if it's not a match. So right now,
it's not your fault if you put your heart up there. WWE already put your heart up there. The way they've been telling the story, it says AJ Lee is coming. AJ Lee is getting physical with Becky Lynch.
And that's what I want because I want a match. But in my mind, like, will she be in the corner? I hope it's a tag match though. But I don't know if it's gonna be her standing in the corner against the Seth. But it has to be some tag. I want her back in this ring. WWE, please don't play with me with this, okay? Please don't have her come. Please don't have Punk come out here and his tag team partner is Rhea Ripley. Please don't do that.
They can't. They can't. Like, I think people would be like, what the fuck? Like, everybody would feel completely cheated if they were to swerve the crowd. They shouldn't even milk the crowd like that. I feel like the way that they've done it so far is good. Go out on Friday. Isn't it so crazy, by the way, how untrustworthy we are at the moment with WWE, where we're like, well, we don't really know for sure if they're going to do what we want them to do. Like, we're not so entirely positive, and that's not a good thing. You want to definitely get some goodwill with the fans, and I think making it seem like delivering on whatever it is that you're making it seem like it's happening, deliver on that. And in this particular case, it's AJ Lee, and they got to deliver on that because they've basically drawn this picture for us. It's like fill in the blank, right? You play the game of fill in the blank, and it's the easiest fucking word, like the. And they're like, what letter is missing? You're like, it's the H. The H is missing. And then all of a sudden they swerve you and they're like, nah, it's another word. No, they can't do that. It's plain as day, Chinedu. AJ Lee. That's it.
I hope so, because I hope the word is the, because I'm be like cat. I'll be so pissed. I'll be so pissed.
No, they can't do that. That would be just so wrong. I would be like, all right, guys, we're done. We're done playing games here. All right, we're done. I might have to at Triple H at this one.
Yes, please. I can't wait. Want to hear the man? You know how her theme song goes. I can't hit that pitch, because
I don't think I can either. Well, I just can't sing, but
I can't do it.
Thank you, Bob Ross Jr. Bob Ross also says, I get people wanting a different story for AJ Lee to return, but at the end of the day, she chose the one with Punk, Seth, and Becky to come back for. I don't know what people these are, by the way. I am obsessed with this story right now. I was like losing my mind on last night's show, talking about how wonderful Becky Lynch did in that scenario and that confrontation with CM Punk. She was fucking great, Chin.
She was, first of all, this is, the man. Becky, this is peak prime Becky Lynch. When I tell you those slaps, those are the kind of slaps too, where you know that was so uncomfortable. You know, you feel so disrespected. Do you if that happened? Because he just, and he just, whoo, you know,
Chinedu, if a woman slapped you around like that, what would your wife do?
man, let me tell you something. I'd have to have bail money ready. Okay, let me tell you something. All right, I'm a good listen. And my lady, see, oh man, let me tell you something. We throwing hands. All right, we got 2 kids. Okay, and I say, Cameron, listen, I'm a good dad. If you with the fellas, you know you're a real good dad, good husband. That girl will knock the signing rings out that girl. Oh, man.
Exactly.
And I can't wait for AJ because again, the way Becky did it was so disrespectful. It's like it had me seething for I wanted AJ to come out right then and there. You know, I know it's, you know, oh my God, please.
Because like magically appear and get revenge for your man, girl.
Yes, because when I saw your video on it, like your commentary was spot on. You can't do nothing, Punk. That's the thing, and you can't nothing. All my men out here, you know, you nothing. Okay. He's blinking like I almost saw a tear come out. I was like, God, dog.
Punk got punked around. Punk fucked around and found out with Becky Lynch right there. Oh my God. It was so good. I'm sorry. So I don't know who's complaining. Mind you, I wasn't on Twitter last night. I've been busy. But Bob, if you're enjoying the story, enjoy the story. This is what, like, look, I will be the first person to be like, this shit stinks, right? Whenever I don't like something, I will be the first person to say something stinks. This story here right now that we got going with Punk and Becky and Seth and most likely AJ does not stink. I'm enjoying it very, very much.
At all. It's the thing is, what else will she come back for? The Divas title? This is it. This is one thing. What else she come back for? They fight. Listen,
the generic thing that they've been having them all, like with Nikki and Becky, where they did the whole "you're here because of me. Well, I've surpassed you." You know, that whole back and forth. We've been there, done that.
I feel so bad for Nikki too, man, because I was like, Nikki, you got. I mean, she got at every corner, and it wasn't like she wasn't booked well with this because Becky Lynch made all valid points. She hated your era, Nikki. And a lot of people like it wasn't. No, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm sorry. Love all those guys. I love all those guys involved. They're great.
We got Stephen Marchulli here who says Oba versus Ricky, who's going over. I think it should be Ricky. I think it's about that time. You guys know I've been advocating for Ricky Saints now for a while here on the show. And I think we're there. So by the way, we closed out the show with the Dark State match and Hank and Tank and Ricky and Oba. So they all teamed up together, right? We knew this. I already complained about it last week, but thankfully it had a good ending. So this was the ending that we got. So Oba and Ricky, of course, they could not coexist. So they start brawling. They brawl all the way until the closing of the show. And that left Hank and Tank out there by themselves, 4-on-2. So there was a moment where I believe it was Tank, right? Yeah, Tank. I always forget which one's which. Whatever. The little shorter one. The shorter one, okay? I just know them as Hank and Tank, all right? He's getting choked out, bro. He's getting choked out by Dark State. And he starts saying, Joe Hendry. And it's so funny because his voice is like, oh, I'm in pain. I'm being choked out. He says Joe Hendry's name and Joe Hendry appears. And I thought, all right, that was cute. Look, I wasn't expecting anything from this match. You guys already know that. They at least made it enjoyable for what it was and made the ending a different and fun and gave us a little, yay, Joe Hendry is here moment. So I did like the way that ended.
I definitely love the way it ended, though, because as soon as I saw Ricky and Oba fighting off, I just knew that Hank and Tank were about to lose this match. And so the ending, again, was very great. I was on Instagram earlier today, too, and I saw Joe Hendry get into a fridge. And the post said 15,000 likes, and I'll appear. So I'm guessing they hit that 15K likes, and he just said, Joe Hendry, I loved it because it was it was fun, funny. It was a very good and different way to end NXT. Good guys go on top. We all get to go home happy. Nothing wrong with that. I can't hear you. Denise?
Oh, that was my bad. I'm so sorry. I muted myself when I was drinking my water and I never unmuted myself. And so there's 2 mute buttons, by the way. There's the mute button on the mic and there's the mute button on the screen. If I mute myself on the screen, I believe no, it doesn't automatically mute this mic. But if I mute myself on this mic and not on there, it does automatically. Whatever. It's a whole thing. The point is I fucked up. All right. So Ricky and Oba. Yeah, I'm sticking with Ricky to get over on that one. I think it's time. Do you feel like Oba has already done everything he kind of could as NXT champ, kind of been around the block and everything?
I gotta say, part of me is yes, but the Ebo man in me.
Come on, Chin, do the strut. Do the strut.
The Ebo man in me. When I see Oba, when I see this man going about, I like the bangs by the way. When I see Oba with this title, holding it high, proud Ebo man. I want him to hold it forever. Forever and 3 days.
Representation, bro. Representation.
And I feel that way though. But to be real, he's held it for a long time. Almost a year now. I think we're almost at 300 days now. He's held it for a while. And I don't know if this means they call him up now, but I feel like what else there is there for him to do. But at the same time, if he leaves, it's a big gaping hole in the men's division though. So
237 days is how long Oba Femi has held the NXT championship. So it's a good amount, man.
I think so. But also at the same time, too, I know I'm kind of being real all over the place. I still feel it should be Javon that beats Oba. Like a part of me feels
I don't think it should be Javon. He's the baby still, Chin.
I
he's
know,
good, but he's still a baby.
I know that though, but a part of me just feels like, and I know that too, but I know a lot of people in the chat feel the same way. A part of us feel like because he's gone after so much. He's had so many great matches with Oba, and they've gone back and forth, and he's so over with the crowd. He's kind of become like our Sami Zayn in a way.
He's had so much time though. Like we don't have to rush this with Javon. Like let it take its time. Let him learn to walk first. Let him learn to whatever. He's the young OG. Okay, like he's so young. Like they don't got to go to him fast. It could be a minute.
I can understand because again, like I love Javon, but the promo he cut tonight again, it sounded like I was talking to my nephew. I was like, oh my God, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Listen, dog, real talk, y'all. I was like, oh my God, listen, Javon, please.
We got a lot of people, by the way, Chin. We're a few people that are saying that it should be Javon. So we actually got a lot of people here with Javon on this one.
Yeah, because I feel like because the way they booked him and presented him, it's like it has to be him. Like because I feel like they want him to be the one for the next era of who the men's division is. Because Oba has to go up once he drops it. There's nothing else to do for him. He can't. He don't need to be no 2-time. No, he held it, dominated. He needs to move up. So to me, I feel like Javon's supposed to be the one.
What if he ends up defeating Ricky for it? Is that not gonna be? Is that not gonna hit as strong for you? It's gotta be Oba.
It has to be Oba because he's gone after Oba all this time. After all, it has to be Oba to me. Ricky will feel like it'll still be good, but it's like it's not the same because it's like.
So what that tells me is that NXT hasn't done a good job with showcasing Ricky on the show. If people don't want Ricky and they want Javon,
because to me, in terms of booking, yes, because like it would look hollow to me if Javon beat Ricky because like you couldn't beat Oba, but let me wait for this guy to be Oba, then I'll go beat him. It's like it can still be good. I'm not saying it can't, but the way that I've been, because I'm so invested in NXT, the way I see it and how I want people to win, like I want Jaida Parker to be NXT Women's Champion one day. It may not happen because it's developmental, but I want that. I want Javon to be like the underdog story. I want him to like win the title and then hold it and be like the guy. Like that's how I see it in my head. I love Ricky too. I want him to win it one day though, but I almost see Ricky winning it as a heel. I don't know.
All right, well, what can I say with that? After that passionate speech you did, Chin, and the whole entire chat agrees with you for the most part, I gotta take a back seat and say I'm in the minority on this one. You win, Chin. Javon should be the one to defeat Oba. So there you go. Now, I don't think it's gonna happen, but
listen, I'm first of all, I'm gonna take this dub to all the husbands here watching that you lose the base to your girl, your wife, whoever in your life all the time. Okay, I mean, you take constant. Married men I'm talking about. Okay, we take the heavy L's. Okay, heavy. To your point, you was like, what? To the point you in your shower, thinking about the argument, things you should have said that you know you can't say no more. This is for all of you. Okay, this is for us. This is
Chin's
for
taking a
us.
win for every man who's lost one today or in the last few weeks.
It's dudes in the chat right now that lost an argument today. They took the L today and
All
came
right,
here.
fine. Okay, well then in that case, what can I say? Let's move on with that. But hey, what'd you think about Javon's promo? You kind of mentioned a little bit of it right now. Did it grab you in the feels for this one? Because it was totally different. We don't often see a young, sad Javon Evans. Usually he's the happy. Is he Gen Z? He's Gen Z, right?
Yeah, I think Gen Z. He's 21.
I think he's Gen Z. I'm not sure what age you're. No, he has to be Gen Z because my sister's 20, and I think she's definitely not a millennial. She's a Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z. Yeah, Gen Z. So he Gen Z. I love the you could tell well, first of all, what I love too, I love that the crowd is connected with because that's what I feel what's most important about it the most. Like, no matter what the quality of the promo is, if they're invested in the character, I feel that's what makes it matter the most. Like when Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble that night after, that promo was not like organized because he was like, I want to thank this thank. And I'm not knocking him though, but you could tell
It
he
can
was
still
like,
use a little work, of course. Yeah, that's what I
yeah.
was thinking about during this promo. I kind of felt like there were a lot of pauses in there, but in those pauses, he was supposed to basically be selling the emotion, but instead it kind of felt like he forgot his lines. So I think that's the part that he has to work on. But it's fine. It's developmental. That's what we do here. I don't know. Were you thinking the same thing, Chin?
A little bit because some of the pauses, like he took some of the pauses were too long to me. Like, because I felt like a pause here and there is good though, but I want you to like really talk and convey because you don't want to like take too many pauses. I know they want what chant him though, but you don't want to just like get in there and take too many breaks. And again, there are parts of his promo. It felt like I was hearing my nephew talk. My nephew's 23. Like some of the, you feel me, real talk, y'all. I was like, and the thing is, brother, I understand that, but at the same time too, I was like, look. Please get to the point. I felt like I was hearing my nephew talk. I felt every bit of 38. Listen to him talk and that promo a little bit. I was like, look, you got to wrap this up, okay? Because I am getting a little bored. Not bored, but like you need to get this to the point, okay? But I'll say the crowd loved it. I love the promo still. Again, it's developmental, still needs some work and things like that. But I feel Javon is getting better every month. I feel every week he gets better though. So and I feel this time next year, I feel he's gonna be one of the best promos on the roster, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing. You're good.
I also want to say, man, I love how they have created a great new heel in Josh Briggs. Oh my god,
dude, it was so funny because when we saw the motorcycle, I thought, oh, imagine the Undertaker comes out again. The Undertaker has acknowledged Javon before, so it's not far-fetched by any means. But then when I saw the shoes, I thought, oh, the Undertaker would not wear those shoes. Well, those look like lady shoes. I'm like, I feel like I got those shoes. But then when I heard the dong, I thought, oh shit, maybe it is the Undertaker. I was wrong. And then it wasn't. And then I thought, I fucking knew it. It was the shoes. The shoes were a dead giveaway for me that was not the Undertaker. And it was indeed Josh Briggs. And the fans were so mad. I was like, bless their souls. Because you get excited when you hear the thong.
Yes. I was hyped because the same thing is used. Like I looked at the shoes, I was like, I don't really look like Undertaker too much though. And your analysis of that is hilarious. That reminds me of that scene from The Office where Pam like called out Michael for wearing a women's suit. That's what it reminded me of right there. The little clip.
They look so cute and little. I'm like, I would wear those shoes, Josh Briggs. I'm not kidding you. They look like cute little Steve Madden soldier boots.
Dang, you wear them boots to brunch out here in Houston.
I'm sorry, Josh Briggs. I root for him, by the way. I'm really happy Josh Briggs is getting the spotlight right now, that he's getting the reactions that he's getting. I think it's been a minute since I've seen a guy on NXT get those kinds of reactions. So congratulations, Josh Briggs.
Absolutely. I feel like this is what they were trying to do with Rich Holland, but it didn't quite work. But again, Josh Briggs promo, because his promos he's so good too. And again, like you said, like he's been on the roster for so long, underutilized. I feel his promo was really good from what I could hear, because I mean that crowd was all over him. And I felt he handled it well. And I mean, if anything, it's what you want. I don't feel it was go away heat either, man. I feel that was just good, really good dickhead heel heat. and I'm just really happy for Josh Briggs though, because this is really, really good for him, his character, and his development. Now he's definitely earned it.
And they're doing that match next week, Javon versus Josh Briggs. So that honestly, that should be a good match. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
let's get into some more super chats here. We got Stephen Marchuli. Thank you, Stephen. He says Darker Monroe is Money Monroe. Oh, we have been saying this from the very beginning, Steve. You know that evil, mean Blake Monroe is the way to go. And they run it back again, just like seeing Jordan. Jordan, we'll talk more about her after in a second. But Jordan and Blake Monroe did go at it again. And then out of nowhere, I just saw that Blake was busted open. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even notice how it actually happened. She just like, they were brawling. The next thing you know, she's there and she's bleeding. And I'm like, all right, cool. But I feel like that was done to really tell us, hey, you know what? We're kind of going in a darker direction with Blake Monroe. And now that Steven wrote this too, it makes me feel like, okay, I wasn't wrong in feeling that they are kind of letting us know that it's about to get serious here.
Yeah, I loved her reaction to seeing the blood too, because I'm hoping that activates, as my guy Marchuli put it. Sorry about what, shout out to the beer gang, darker Monroe. Because again, like I think of her like in AW with that shoe and Tony Storm. That is one of the most iconic moments in AW history to me. And that, again, one of the best feuds they have ever had in AW history. Those girls should have been the main event. They tore that down. If feud had me, and I would tune in to AW specifically for that feud certain weeks. And I feel a lot of people feel the same way too. So like it was just really, really good though. So A-Ball, I'm with you, man.
We got the Stone Immaculate 7. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says Jada's been taking a lot of L's. Wonder where she goes from here. Also, DIY popping up on Trick Faces was random. We getting Trick Mellow Gang for this. So thank you so much for bringing this up. I was so excited to talk about this because I'm curious as to what you guys want to see from this, because I will tell you what I want to see. I want to see Trick Williams one-on-one against Johnny Gargano, one-on-one against Tommaso Ciampa. That I know you kind of mentioned the idea of reuniting Trick and Carmelo, but I feel like so much happened between Trick and Mello that I feel like there's still a story there of them getting back together instead of just kind of rushing it. So that's why I'm kind of thinking like, that is a possibility, but I think I'm more intrigued of the idea of one-on-one matches.
Absolutely, because there's a lot of meat on the bone between Trick and Mello, especially once Trick hits the main roster. You never know what could happen to that though. So I feel that is a storyline definitely safe. You don't want to just like spoil that for like a NXT one nighter though. But it's possible because he did say, I got somebody with history too. That pretty much lets us know that's Mello. But I do hope to see those one-on-ones though, man. It's gonna be really, really good. And again, it's so random for him to babyface though, because they spend so much time as funny heels on SmackDown. But again, in certain ways, NXT is a different universe in some ways. And, it's cool. It's cool.
It's a totally different universe. We just take it for what it is. You don't analyze it. You just take it and you accept it. That's what NXT is, all right?
Yeah.
But anyways, they did say one big thing that I do want to acknowledge, and that is that they said that today was their 10-year anniversary of their NXT debuts. And I thought, oh shit, like 10 years. How fast time flies by, man. That was pretty cool to hear. I mean, I was such a big fan of both of those guys on NXT. It hasn't been the same, unfortunately, on the main roster. It just hasn't been the same. I miss them, and I think that their peak in WWE was on NXT.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Stone Immaculate for the super chat. We also got Mr. GRK Chef 13. Thank you so much for the love. He says, when it's time for Blake Monroe to get violent, she needs to turn to her alter ego, Mariah May. Imagine she did get like an alter ego on NXT where she like gave it a different name of some sort. And she had like a dark hair instead of blonde hair. Obviously that would be too much to do, but I'm just kind of throwing, well, not really, because you can see the alter ego like maybe in a wig and backstage segments. I would be so into that, like this darker version, not just the, oh, I'm the cute glamour, no, more frightening version of Blake Monroe. But we've seen it. It's Mariah May. And I do think they're going to try to echo that. Thank you so much, Mr. GRK Chef 13. We got infamous Raider Loco. What's up, Frank? He says, first off, what's up, my tribal glasses queen, Miss Salcedo, and the funniest person in the DWO worldwide, Chinedu Ogu. Hope you're all doing great. The audacity of not giving us AJ Lee tonight, JK. After Lola's video package, give her gold. Oh my gosh, we need to get into that, Chin. Earlier, I was talking about representation when you brought up Oba. Please, a representation for me when I see Lola. Lola had a video package today where she was walking the streets of Miami and talking about her heritage as being a Cuban and Latina, and talking about her family and how they raised her. And there's a part 2 coming to the video, and she's walking on the streets looking like super fire. I loved this so much. Backstory, it connected with the people, and she looked like $1,000,000. Come on now. Come on now.
I agree. Seeing her, and first of all, I love that they brought up the Instagram video that I talk about on here all the time of her beating the crap out that girl. Like, I'm so happy they showed that Lola Vice, because that Lola Vice, again, I want people to know that that's in her. Okay, like, I know they have her looking cute on WWE television. Though I understand the entertainment part, which I think, and she's a gorgeous girl, of course, though. But that killer, oh my gosh, she beat the out that girl, and then gave the backstory on it. Oh my God, I loved it so much. I want her to get the gold. Her talking about what she's from, Cuban heritage, and I feel once again like we haven't, representation matters, and I feel now is the time to do this. Now's the time for Lola. JC Jane, I think it's great. She got her run. I think it's awesome. I think it's neat. It's very, very neat. It was so neat, super neat. But it's time. It's super duper neat.
But it's time, Chin. It's time. Yeah. We got to go with Lola. And I think they are going with Lola. I can feel it in my bones. And it's very cool because we could be in a world where Lola is champion on the NXT side, and then Stephanie being champion over on the Raw side. Yo. Yes. I just thought about that right now. Just winning across the boards. Very excited. Thank you so much, Infamous Raider Loco, for the love. We got John Taylor out here on a Tuesday. What is happening in this world? John says, say my name and I appear. Wait, nobody said my name. Slowly backs away. I'm not a regular NXT watcher, but I did catch the Joe Hendry spot and popped for it. Good stuff. It was fun, right? Because I feel like if you're going to do that, they've done stuff like that before, like in the back when Maddie called for him and he came out of the refrigerator. And there's been all these little backstage segments, but I don't remember one that they did in the ring where the wrestler was in trouble and called for Joe Hendry. I don't think they've done that before on NXT, have they?
No, this is the first time ever. And that's what made it so fun and funny, man. Because when he did Joe Hendry, I started laughing immediately. I said, he gonna pull up.
Yo, no offense, but like if anybody is like ever being murdered someday, we're gonna be like, Joe Hendry. We should do a skit like that. Someone's being murdered
and nobody appears.
Call out for Joe Hendry.
That'd be funny. Where's SNL would need it? And by the way, John Taylor, what you mean you don't watch NXT, man? What's going on? You pull up on a Tuesday, man. It's the best show on television.
John Taylor is more of an AEW guy.
Oh, really?
I sense it. I mean, I can kind of tell. I know who tunes in for like what shows and who likes what, or what people tune in more for. I can tell already based off. I look at everyone's chats and their names and things, so I kind of remember who comes in for what shows.
That's right. I forgot John Taylor. I forgot this is really Tony Khan here, guys. I forgot. I don't know if y'all know this, so I forgot about it. This is actually Tony. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's Tony Khan, guys. Tony Khan, what are you doing watching NXT?
Yeah, you know Sean. You know Sean gonna tell Paul, right? Don't be in here.
It's so funny. Thank you so much, John, for the love. Thank you. We got the Stone Immaculate here who says they use Jaida, Lola, and Kalani to build other women. I have seen that. But for a bit, it was Lola who was helping build up Jaida, because remember their cool feud. And then Kalani's just the girl you go in there, and she's got a good match with everybody. And she was having those matches with Blake Monroe. Those very brief matches that they still haven't given me the full entire thing, by the way. I'm still waiting for the full thing.
Yes.
Thank you, Stone Immaculate.
It's a very good take, though. Somewhere in the alternate dimension, Jaida Parker and Lola Vice are still in Chase U. That's crazy.
Oh, God. I don't know. It was funny because right after the video package, we got into Andre Chase and Josh Briggs, and I was like, oh my God.
When I watched Josh Briggs destroy Chase U, I was like, he's just won Denise over tenfold. Okay, it's watching destroy this whole group.
No,
Denise is somewhere
inside my
clapping
head,
right
I
now.
was like, this match should have been over 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, however long it was. That's what I was thinking. Whatever length it should have been half of what it was. There was a minute, it should have been 30 seconds. There was 2 minutes, it should have been 1 minute. All right, I don't know how long it was, but that's what I was thinking about. I was sitting there and I was like,
it really should have been a quick squash, though. It should have been a quick squash, though.
Yeah, I felt like it went too long. Sorry. All right, we got Sheldon Jackson here who says that crowd was so dead for Lash tonight. She came out, I could hear crickets. She won even more crickets. It's like she was the charisma vacuum tonight. I think that's part of why I said what I said earlier, where I felt like there was, but you know what, though? It wasn't just for Lash, though. There was other moments throughout the show where the crowd wasn't as hot as an NXT crowd normally is. So I don't think it was just the Lash moment, because I did feel it in other parts of the show. Even when Javon was out there, it was so quiet. And then in those dead moments where he was pausing, the crowd was just like watching. There was a lot of just like some dead moments on the show. I think it was the crowd.
Yeah, it seemed like the crowd was trying to do like their own unique chants, and they wore themselves out trying to do them chants, and they couldn't get the chants over.
Probably. Thank you, Sheldon. We got Brandon here who says, so we have a tournament going on for the speed title. Meanwhile, we haven't seen Julia defend her U.S. title in ages. Shaking my head. On the bright side, they finally did a little something with that on SmackDown this past Friday, where she did the attack on Michin afterwards. I'm hoping that really goes somewhere. But yeah, they've been dropping the ball on the U.S. Women's title scene, and they've been dropping the ball in the North American title scene. That's where I'm at with that. We got to fix that. Thank you, Brandon. We got Infamous Raider Loco who says, first off, Blake has me swooning, but seeing her face when she saw her blood gave me crazy Mariah May vibes. Let's see how WWE does it. She was ruthless. Yeah, I don't think it's going to match that same kind of violence, because we know that AEW tends to get a little bit more dirtier. When it comes to things like that, they tend to do violence a little bit more R-rated. We'll get maybe like PG-13 violence on NXT, I feel.
Absolutely,
that's not a knock. That's just the different styles.
Yeah, Denise, knock. First of all, WWE, we getting Slim Jim checks over here. We're getting Snicker checks over here. We ain't got time for all that, man. You feel me? I ain't mad at it. Okay. Yeah, I ain't mad at it at all.
But let's see how they do it, how they go about it. But yeah, I felt the exact same way. I got Mariah May vibes. We got John Taylor here who says, switching Denise AI to non-NXT after Punk left, AJ Lee always had to deal with the CM Punk chants. I would love AJ Lee chants when Punk is out. Imagine AJ Lee. That would be hella funny. The reverse. That'd be great. Thank you, John. We got Dan Jackson here who says, would you rather have Speed title or Heritage Cup? Oh, Dan Jackson. See, this is how I know Dan Jackson is an avid viewer. I hate the Heritage Cup. Please sign me up 500 times for the Speed Championship. I would much rather, you know what? That's it. Dan got me. I much rather see the Speed Championship than the Heritage Cup. It was my least favorite thing on the show every time.
I'm going to say it's a tie. They both lose. I got to say that. They both lose.
Gun to your head, Chin. You got to pick one. If I can pick one, you can pick one.
Heritage Cup, man. Because like no. I mean, like Heritage Cup has to go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Heritage Cup has to go because at least the speeds, at least their belts. This is a big old trophy that looks uncomfortable to carry around. It doesn't look pleasant to carry around at all. In the airport, this thing, I don't even know the nameplates on it. So what happens when all the nameplates are filled? What happens? This is
I
stupid.
didn't even think about it like that. I just didn't like the format of the matches at all. I hated it.
It's boring, man. Like that's really the toilet break title. Like respectfully, like when it's Heritage, everyone watching in the chat. I'm gonna go back and read the comments though. When the Heritage Cup match comes on, don't you go to the bathroom?
I mean, I don't know. But look, Dan Jackson got us to give a little love to the Speed Championship. So thank you, Dan. We got Infamous Rare Loco here. It says, don't play SmackDown song, just light it up. Thank you, Frank. We got Hassan Batla, who says NXT may not have much of a tag team division, but man, I love Hank and Tank. Hope you guys are having a good week. Hassan Batla, thank you, Hassan. I have been preaching for Hank and Tank for the longest time. I think they're kick ass. I want to see them on SmackDown. I think they would be even like they would have awesome matches with all of those teams on SmackDown. So I hope Hank and Tank's moments are coming. I really, really do, because there's not really that many tag teams for them to play around with on NXT at the moment. Thank you so much, Hassan. We got JJ Castillo. JJ, thank you so much for the love. He says Chicago on Friday is going to be a wild one. Cena's appearance and AJ Lee returning. WWE better not fool us, because I will crash out in rage. Imagine AJ Lee and Becky promo. That would be crazy. Dude, imagine like if they were to swerve the whole crowd and not have AJ Lee come out. I honestly think that, oh my God, I don't even know. I think people would just be like legitimately fucking pissed. And I would not blame anybody for being pissed.
Yeah, Chicago. They if it's not AJ Lee, and if it's not, they better hold this to the end of the show, because don't open the show with this up though, because they'll take over that show. Like if you thought Charlotte's promo in Chicago was rough, that's gonna be the whole show, just like that, nonstop doing nonstop all that.
Someone on Twitter, Chin, tweeted, "You guys all know that Becky Lynch is totally gonna come out to light it up." Like to swerve the crowd. And it had like all these thousands of likes and retweets and shit. And I was like, fuck, man, that person better not be right now. Cause look, it was one of those tweets that, like, you know, those tweets that go viral and everyone sees them on their timeline. If this comes across Becky Lynch's timeline, she's gonna so go for that. That's something that I feel Becky Lynch would see. The light bulb will turn on in her head and she will like run with that shit.
And the thing is too, like, I mean, it would be so great, and I feel only Becky could pull it off. But at the same time, I'm worried too, because this is Chicago, y'all. I don't know if you've ever been to a WWE event with these people, with Chicagoans for real. They might throw trash at this girl for real. They're that ready for the CA. They just like it's ECW. They might throw trash at this girl in that ring because they get pit. Like it's. I feel if they want AJ Lee that bad, and they've teased it, and that would be great heel heat. But I'm concerned because it's Chicago. Chicago don't play that ish, man.
I'm so excited to see how many more people are going to tune in for SmackDown this week just to see what happens. It's going to be a good time. Thank you so much, JJ. And of course, I'll be here streaming, so I'll be hanging out with you guys and we'll be seeing it happen all in real time. We got Hassan Batla here who says, Chin's uncle voice sending me Javon Bin Had next. Do your uncle voice again, Chin.
Let me tell you something about Uncle Boy. Well, what was my Uncle Boy? Man, boy, you ain't got no Javon. Is this the Uncle voice you're talking about? I got a couple of them. Now, but Javon talking all that, you feel me? What her get to the promo? Her all this doggone you feel me? It's your boy. You know what I'm saying? Like what is you saying, young man? And pull your pants up and get a haircut. I'm scared. That last one was just jealousy. I'm sorry, Javon.
We got two versions of an uncle right there, Chin. Two uncles. Pick your favorite uncle on that one.
Man, I like old school black uncle. Boy, let me tell you something. Oh, no, let me see. I don't know, man. Y'all pick it for me in the chat, man. The Uncle voice. I appreciate you, man. Hassan.
Unc voice 1 or Unc voice 2? I like Unc voice 1.
Let me tell you something, boy. Old dog, Javon Evans. Yeah, that boy, the young boy Javon Evans. Javon. What kind of name is Javon? Where's are you from Atlanta? Is that where you from, boy? Javon. That's Javon. I love Javon too because he follows me too, man. Shout out to my homie Javon. That's my best friend.
Didn't you say that about somebody else too?
Yeah, Moose. But I think I was with Moose, but I think Moose unfollowed me, man. So we're not best friends anymore.
No.
I'm glad. Hey, Moose, I'm glad Trick whooped your ass, man. Anyway,
that's how Chin decides who he likes. If he's followed by them, he'll root. If not,
yeah.
Damn, Chin. We got Sleaze Boy here, 992, who says, good to see you, Sleaze Boy, says, if Grande Americano is to be invited to La Quinceañera, what should he dance to? La Cucaracha or La Chona, Los Bukis, or Sopa de Caracol? I love La Chona. I think that one's funny. La Cucaracha is always funny, but I'm more of La Chona. I think that one's a really fun song to dance to. But my favorite right now, actually, I know you don't know anything that I'm saying right now, Chinedu, but my favorite, for those of you who don't know it, although I'm pretty sure if you're Latino and you've been to a Latino party or even near a Latino party, even if you're 10 miles away, it's La Vaca. It's the funniest fucking song, Chin. It's literally a song that goes, if you were to translate it from Spanish to English, it goes, the cow. The cow. It's like,
Really? I'm playing with y'all air.
I think it's the second cow. Chinedu, it's my favorite fucking song, man. I bump La Vaca all the time. Put it in your Spotify, search La Vaca, and that shit is so fun. I will be in my house going, La Vaca, ooh, ooh, La Vaca, ooh, ooh.
La Vaca Lola?
It's, hold on. I don't remember who sings it. 1 second. I just know that it as La Vaca. Hold on 1 second. Oh, it's, yeah, Malefe. It's Malefe. It's this one right here. Well, I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get copyrighted, but it's this one right here, La Vaca. Wait, can you see that? Yeah, it's this one. And it is so much fun to dance to. It's so good. So good. And it's even funnier translated in English. The cow. The cow.
The other cow. I like this. I'm playing that song.
It's so fun. Thank you, Sleaze Boy. You got it. You got me going there. We got JCWV who says, I see Ricky on main roster, to be honest, and Javon to beat Oba. I'm with you. I'm with you, Tracy. You guys persuaded me, okay? You guys persuaded me. Thank you, Tracy. We got David Primero here who says, I have a feeling Fallon will be the one to defeat JC. Look, I like Fallon Henley. I'm a big Fallon Henley fan, so I wouldn't hate it. Plus, it would be building a whole new person. But I still kind of want to see, honestly, I might as well get to that right now because I did want to mention that. Jordan Grace versus Kelly Armstrong. This was the first time I ever saw Kelly Armstrong. I'd never seen her wrestle before. This was my first time seeing her. I've never seen Evolve, so I'm way behind on all of that. I thought she was awesome. I thought the thing that I get why people like her because she really like lays it in. She feels like fire like all the time. She's always seems like she was at a 10 the whole entire match. So she's got really good intensity, especially like you don't often see like when a woman has that kind of intensity, she tends to appeal even more so. And that's part of what I saw with Kelly Armstrong. But as I was watching this match, I kept thinking to myself, you know what? Jordan Grace, she needs to be on the main roster already. This feels aside from what she's doing with Blake Monroe, this kind of feels like she should be someplace else right now doing bigger things.
Yeah, and again, I truly enjoy seeing her in the ring too. I don't watch Evolve either, but I see why they're so high on her, man. She knows how to lay it in. Like she is a wrestler. She's in there for real, like really going in there and dropping girls, and you love it. I feel she's gonna be a good star on the main roster. But like you said too, for Jordan right now, I feel like, and respectfully too, I feel like that should have been something like they would have had like a Natalia in the match for something like that. Like not a jobber. Not saying she's a jobber or anything like that though, but Jordan Grace, she's in a different feud right now. It just kind of made, but I understand,
Powerhouse. They just did it to get her a win. That was it.
Yeah, but I love the match. Love Jordan Grace, but Jordan Grace doesn't belong in NXT. That's just how I honestly feel. She doesn't belong here.
She's outgrown it. She feels expired there. That's what it is.
Like she doesn't need to win the title. She needs to be on the main roster, y'all. She needs to be up there against facing Stephanie, or she needs to be like on SmackDown going against going for the title. Like she doesn't need to be on NXT. It's just not. I feel like she's too good for that. I don't mean like NXT's bad, but she's been doing this too long already. She doesn't need to be here.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
And that's a compliment, man, to Jordan Grace. She's just too talented. She should just be in bigger storylines. There's an opportunity for that, especially on the SmackDown side. I'm with you. We got John Taylor here who says, yeah, Denise tells no lies. I'm indeed a sicko for Chinedu. Justified Chin is awesome chance right now on the DWO. Justified Chin. You get that, right, Chin? The joke that he just made? Do you not follow Tony Khan on Twitter?
I don't follow him on Twitter.
Oh my God, you're missing out. Okay, so like Tony Khan's thing is every time something great happens, he says justified, Chinedu chance, justified Denise Salcedo chance, justified whoever did good, he'll put justified blah 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 chance awesome for this person, justified awesome chance for blah blah blah, justified this all the time.
Tony Khan, I've heard about him on Twitter. I heard his stuff is almost legendary, like how he just goes on there and just, I mean, rapid fire. But John Taylor, I appreciate that so much, man. AKA TK, thanks for the love, man. I hate it went over my head, man, but I thank you so much for the super chat and the love, man, for real. John Taylor's a part of it.
Awesome chance for Chinedu. Yes.
Chin is awesome.
Yeah, so awesome. Funny. All right. Thank you, John. We got Sleaze Boy here who says, rate my unethical booking. Here we go. He says, I have CM Punk block Becky slap and respond just because you like playing the Turner, and Seth loves cosplaying Tina Turner at home. I'm the man now, like Roman and Steph in 2016. Look, here's the thing though, is that I do feel that if CM Punk would have blocked Becky's slap, Becky, I think, would have still found a way to, like, you know, get her shit in on CM Punk. Yeah, but I like the way it played out with her going just like fire rapid slaps.
Yes, it was so much more realistic though. Like a step slap is like it's more staged. Becky's stuff was rapid fire, like, and if he'd have blocked it, she'd have kicked him in the ball. She's kicked him in the balls already, so that's not off limits. So she would have found a way to like get at him though. But again, just the slaps were so awesome. I mean, she put her head in his, you see the part in his chest, is digging it. I was like, oh my God, Becky, oh my God. This is I feel the best she's ever been. I know she's even a few with Ronda and all that though, but this is top tier legendary stuff to me, man. It's amazing.
Really is, honestly. We got Steven Marchuli here who says, should SmackDown open with AJ Lee or close? Great question, man. I'm good with either, honestly. I really am good with either. I don't have a preference. Do you, Chin?
I think if they want to have a show and I have AJ Lee chance all throughout the night, in my opinion, I think she should open it, get that settled, and but although man, you know, no, close it. I'm like old school, you know, as grown up on Raw, the best thing closes it. You know, they kind of changed up to open it though. Close it out. Yeah, close it out. That's the best way. Send them home super excited.
I guess either way, we're good with whatever they decide to do on that front. Thank you, Steven. That's a great question. We got Bob Ross Jr. here. Our last super chat of the day says, NXT was so meh today, and I started to try to find a match to watch, and I ended up finding Sasha versus Io at NXT, which I somewhat remember happening. Yeah, you know, look, I'm not going to... It's one of those things where you got to take NXT for what it is. Like there are things I like on the show. Like for example, like I like what we saw with Lash Legend and Jaida. Okay, I'm interested there. I'm interested in Lola Vice. I'm interested in what we saw with Josh Briggs and Javon Evans. I'm interested in what we saw with Oba and Ricky, but then I see the stuff with Josh Briggs and Andre Chase, and I'm just like, out. So like, there's those moments that you feel certain things and just moments that you don't. Like the Ethan Page storyline, I haven't been a big fan of that at all. He's going to end up doing a flag match with Tavion Heights. I'm just like, okay, so this is where we're at now. We had the blindfold match. Now we're doing the flag match. This is not my storyline, by the way, Chinedu. I'm just like a little bit out on that one.
That's probably the worst storyline in NXT right now. And I feel like, respectfully, Tavion's promo skills they're not there yet to do this kind of storyline where you're like representing America, because you're getting chopped up in these promos. Ethan is very well versed in promos, and Chelsea ate both of them up in the promos, and it's like it's not working out the way I think they wanted to. I can get what they're trying to do. I love they're trying to build up Tavion. I do, but this ain't the way, in my opinion.
Yeah, so that's the one where I'm just like, all right, whatever happens. All right, whatever. That one's not my storyline. So all this to say, there are I pluck things out of NXT that I really enjoy, and then everything else is like, well, it's part of the show, but these are the things that I tune in for, and that's kind of how I enjoy my NXT. But anyways, that, my friends, was the NXT post show here for September 2nd. Of course, we're still en route to NXT No Mercy, which is happening on the 27th. So we're still a little whiles away. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Chin, please tell the people where they can follow you and support you.
You can follow me everywhere at Chinedu Ogu on YouTube. Back on YouTube, guys. I'm on Instagram, X, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all those places as well. My upcoming shows, November 15th, one of my last shows on my tour. On my comedy run is at the Gordy Stages Houston. Houston, Texas, November 15th. I close it out on Lake Jackson at the Lake Jackson Civic Center. Also, September 18th, it's Chinedu Day in Houston, y'all. So we'll be having a great celebration. I'll be announcing more details on that, though. Yes, your boy has a day in the city. It's amazing. I'm very happy
That's
about that.
crazy. I thought you were kidding right now for a second.
No, I'm very serious.
Oh
I was given it
shit.
by I got it by Mayor Turner back in 2022. I never really celebrated too much though, but I was like, you need to celebrate that. It's kind of a big deal. So I plan on celebrating it this year. My birthday's the 21st, so I will be adding a birthday show. Details will be coming soon. Also, you'll be looking for that. All the people are here in Houston. Other than that, be sure to check out the Patreon for homie Denise Salcedo, y'all. If you have not subscribed to the Patreon, subscribe to that Patreon, guys. All right, it's great content on there. It's growing. The contributions that you get to the Patreon help keep this channel going. Okay, pays for a lot of great things around here. You like the new videos, like interviews, that kind of stuff. You want Denise to travel all over. The Patreon is a great way to assist with all that. Okay, so sign up. It's a great feed, great content. So many videos on there. So much content that you will not see on here because it'll get flagged. So go on there, subscribe to the Patreon for Denise Salcedo right now. Give it a click. I'm sorry. Don't be a dick. Give it a click. Down to that Patreon. All right.
Yeah, the Patreon's been a lot of fun. I uploaded all my interviews that were gonna drop that dropped this week. They're already all up right now on Patreon. So I do try to give people early access. We did
Early access?
Yeah, they're all up right there right now. And we're doing we just did a meet and greet. We're doing another one coming up soon. There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening over there on the Patreon, patreon.com/Denise Salcedo for anybody who is interested.
All I'm gonna say is, Sue, I'm gonna say one last thing. That's all I'm gonna say. Imagine if the number of viewers that watch NXT on a weekly basis, imagine if all y'all joined the Patreon. I'm not saying you have to, but imagine if you did. That'd be big time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Alrighty, everyone. With that being said, thank you guys so much. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Right now, there is an interview that is up with Lex Luger. Check it out, guys. That's a really good one. I fear it's going to go a little underrated, under the radar. That one deserves a lot more love for sure. It's one of my favorite interviews that I've done. Keep an eye out. I'm going to drop another little quick one tomorrow, and then I drop another one on Thursday. So keep an eye out for those that are incoming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to follow on all of the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, @_Denise Salcedo, Twitter as well. See you guys on the next one. Bye.